well, yeah, just take away the alcohol. They'll be fine then. It's
Oh, I
very
never thought
dangerous.
about that part.
And
Yeah.
when I first heard, I'm like, oh my god, that's the most dangerous thing I've ever heard. That's horrible. And you can only get 2 at the restaurant. Wait, huh? Like, so you're gonna make them spend more money on food and all this other stuff just to stop their shakes, And they can't go to the hospital. This is a
Right.
very scary time for alcoholics. It really is. And man, I think treatment centers right now should just get ready. And I think it's going to be bad. I think when this stuff kind of clears and people have to go back to work, some won't be able to function. I know if it was me, Anna, and this was going on, and I just got the 1,200 from Trump's, shit, this, you kidding me? I would have told everybody I had the corona just to have them stay away and just drink myself,
Isolate and
probably to death. Like this would be, it would have just been on, especially when I got the 1,200. Shit, maybe pay my rent, maybe not. Who knows? They can't kick me out, right? It would not be good, Anna. And I know that I am not alone in thinking like that. Thank God I am not on the other end of it today. Thank God I am in recovery and I don't have to live like that anymore. That's just the worst way to live ever. And I know that because I lived it. It's a hard thing to get out of, but I don't know. I'm worried. I just think there's a lot of people out there that are going through it and have no options. They might think, well, who's going to take me to the treatment center? And I don't know. That could be a huge thing too. I'm not sure if buses are running. I don't know. But
There's so bigger cities, a lot of that's shut down. There is still some public transportation, but the expectation of social let me try that again. Distancing. They're not allowing as many passengers on. As far as detox centers and treatment centers, though, there's a lot that aren't even taking intakes, and ones that are, it's case by case. And then, do they have an isolation setup? Pre-existing health conditions, that definitely changes the intake requirements, because you don't want someone that already has a jeopardized immune system to go in there just to end up needing ventilated. And you tell me what treatment center, your average treatment center, has the accommodations for that, let alone oxygen. And a lot of things, like like the gentleman I was talking about earlier, like, this isn't me trying to freak people out or just talking about the worst part. This is me just being practical. And I guess I'm going to be honest, I never thought about anything that you just said. And again, let me just say, and I used to hate all these cliches, but that's one of the many gifts right there that sobriety has brought me. And I don't even think about it, and I take it for granted, because there was a point in my life where I was so obsessed with the idea. Like, I use the analogy, it was my freaking beating heart under the floorboards, like Edgar Allan Poe. And I definitely wasn't trying to kill myself. I wasn't trying to live, though. And it was a sad, desperate life that I never want to live again. And I pray that people can be freed from daily. But I guarantee right now is a really tough time. Guarantee there's people making crap in their bathtubs. Fear of running out.
yeah,
They'll bootleg your gigs back in action.
that's why
But
there was no
that wasn't
potatoes.
me trying to give anybody ideas either.
I went to buy some potatoes at the store the other day, and there's none. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, I thought it was because families were just trying to stock up.
No, I think they were trying to make vodka.
Ah.
Don't have to live that way. No, I'm just kind of kidding. But you're right, though. I mean, people are probably like, we got to do this. And if I heard that Ohio, of course, Ohio is just one of the, I call it the redneck Riviera. They're their own little country over there. But if people are hearing rumors of, oh no, this is doing, oh, and that's, they're closing liquor stores. Oh my God. Like, seriously, if I had $1,000, I'd probably spend $900 on that and then buy some frozen pizzas. Like, it would be sad.
I mean, that's kind of like how toilet paper, like, people started buying all the toilet paper off the shelves. Next thing you know, there was none. There's hospitals that don't have proper supplies because, again, someone took an inch and ran a mile. And hey, did you hear that that there's no more toilet paper being manufactured? No, that never happened. But yeah, they're a little behind.
Now, the whole hospital thing. Now, do you think this is somebody who just didn't order the right stuff? It wasn't on their budget to order it, so they just didn't order them. Because I mean,
personal opinion.
People are still buying masks out there, and then I see this lady on Facebook. Oh, I'm a nurse. I don't know who she is. I don't know if she's a nurse, and she's all, oh, they're just taking over the hospital. That's so full. We don't even have masks for the staff and blah. Well, that sounds like a hospital problem. That sounds like somebody.
The masks that are. Go ahead.
It sounds like somebody. Maybe you should talk to the person who orders masks. You know, like you didn't order enough. And I don't even know this lady. I don't know if she's a nurse. She didn't throw up her credentials. She's just in her kitchen spouting off some stuff. You know, I told Chris Goss, I was like, you could just start saying you're a nurse and just start spitting off stuff, and people would believe it. Well, maybe not with Chris, but I mean, you could do anything you want and say anything you want, and people would believe it nowadays. So I'm a little skeptical, you know, and I was talking with Marty about it today. I was like, there's people like me who are like, yeah, they say this many people died from COVID. Do they really know? Do they? Or are they just old people? Because it's fitting to what, I mean, usually about 100,000 people a year in Michigan die. We're kind of on track with that still, you know, like, you know, nothing's really jumping out. And I understand why they want to keep it that way, you know, keep it down, keep it low, because it does spread fast and it'll get people, and you don't know you have it for a couple weeks. That's what's the scary part. You know, if I get it, do I think I'm going to die? No. But the fact that I could get it, give it to 40 people, not even know, that's the scary part of it. So I understand that. But the whole death part is I'm like, I don't know if those are real. And then on the other side, there's like, oh, there's a lot more people dying that they don't know that they died from the Rona when they did, you know? So there's two sides to it. But the moral of the story is, let's just make it through and let's just follow the rules, play by them. You know, as long as I got the $1,200 check, I'm all right. But
you already got yours?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Trump's is a big
fan.
Well,
all I was gonna say is, as far as the mask, like, it's got to be a 95 because it's so. Other masks aren't gonna prevent it from actually permeating through it because it's microscopic. Am I saying this right? Yeah. Turns out my wife's a nurse, so I kind of hear some things that I believe, and I trust her with my life. As far as the other masks that they're selling, there's a lot of people out there buying masks that aren't legit. And so medical staff knows what's legit and what's not. And when they're given a mask that's just a plain surgical mask, yeah, that's great. It protects from a lot of stuff. But does it actually protect from COVID? No, it doesn't. And the scary thing about that is it attacks your respiratory system. And I only know what this is because my nephew's dad had it. It turns into ARDS. And that shit, pardon my language, that stuff, it's scary stuff because it's like cement in your lungs. There's no, I mean, it's a virus too, so it's not like, hey, you know, here's some antibiotics, this will clear it up. That's another thing. That's why, that's a whole other topic that I won't get started on. And I've already felt that way about it long before I met my wife. But back to the virus part. It gets to the point, I remember when my nephew's dad was in a coma, and they were like, well, so if we turn the oxygen up, all we're going to do is turn his lungs into Swiss cheese because we're going to start blowing holes in it. We have to wait for his body to respond. And even to this day, you know, there's no medical explanation for why he made it through. It just has to run its course, right? And just want to make sure that I'm not stating things that are inaccurate.
Now, since your wife, tell Jamie I said hi. Is there with you?
Of course, it's hi.
Ask her.
She says hi. She wants me to ask you a question.
Because
Are you okay with that? Okay.
Okay, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional. A lot of people think I'm a doctor, but I'm not.
Did you stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, though?
I did. Not last night, though, but I have before. But
Okay.
I think I picked up on Reddit or on the internet somewhere that
If it was Facebook, it must be true. Go ahead.
it wasn't even Facebook. That's why I'm not certain about it. But I heard that ice cream might be the cure for the Rona.
So he heard the ice cream. No, is this twice churned, or is this thrice churned?
Well, it's more about the quantity. You have to eat the half gallon in one sitting.
Quantity, half gallon of ice cream. Any truth to this? So that was just a hard no. Like there was no like gentle ease into it. It was just a stiff no.
But she doesn't know.
I mean, studies have not been done. I don't think. I mean, I don't know what goes on in China, though. It could have been the bad. It could have been we'll leave that one alone too. But I don't know. And so I think you know where I was going with that. Mm-hmm. But I say enough about the Rona, unless you had one more pressing Rona topic.
I did. No, I really don't remember. It was that. I'm not going to get into, because I'm not even going to tell you about the masks that I've been wearing. I don't. Oh boy. Let's just put it this way: I don't wear her lacy ones because that's just stupid.
Why was I going to say that? But I was like, no, just let them talk.
At least I put our logo on it, though. That does look pretty cool. No, it had something to do with that, but it was something about. I don't remember.
Tiger King?
What? I know. Did you hear there's a new episode coming out? What is it, tomorrow?
No.
They're having like an 8th episode.
Oh, man, my wife just said today when we get off the phone, we're going to have to check that out.
Yeah. Maybe it's today or tomorrow, but it's episode 8, and there's some comedian going to host it or something, but the Tiger King guy, he's in prison, you know that, right? Or jail?
Oh, yeah.
Fort Worth.
My wife introduced that to me, and man, she's a tough cookie to crack. But I'll tell you what, the Tiger King got in like Flint, and just has a good grasp on her. And the way she laughs, like that brings me more joy than the actual Tiger King. And like just watching the show, if you don't pay attention, all of a sudden he's got another 19-year-old husband, and it's like, holy shit! When did that happen? And the most, and I don't like the word normal, but I'm going to use it. The most normal guy in the entire show is a paraplegic and didn't lose his legs to big cats. It's like, holy hell! How did all this happen?
Do you think it's fake?
So part of me was skeptical about it being fake, but it's like, how can you make that stuff up? Do I think this guy was legit? And maybe they kind of led some things like, hey, you know what? Here's some property. Here's everything to illegally continue to have big cats, and here's a giant pile of meth. Have at it. Oh, yeah, here's a bedazzler kit and a bunch of windbreaker jackets. Go.
Yeah. Make sure you're always smoking cigarettes. I think the producers did some of that. Like, hey, man, always be smoking, or just take your shirt off for this shot, man. Like,
oh, I heard it was because he wanted to show off his tattoos. Yeah. But then they just ran with it. And he did film with his shirt on. But he was quite upset in the beginning, just like they never showed him with his teeth in.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the boyfriend that got the cover up too. But I just want to know who thought it was a good idea to interview a homeboy in the bathtub. Can we talk about that?
See, that's just producer, and they're like, that's genius. They're probably like, that's money. Like, it had to have been.
I don't know, should get. But it was, whoever this producer was is a genius, though. I mean, it's super well thought out. And let's be honest, and I'm going to use this word in the least it's judgmental as hell. I have no way around it. But like trash and garbage sells. It really does. And I don't even think this time it's because people want to see people doing worse than themselves. It's just because it's entertaining. And especially right now. Like I've seen the meme What do we do now, President?